Larry Fitzgerald of the Arizona Cardinals here. How are you, Larry?
I'm doing outstanding. Anytime I get a chance to come on with you, I'm in a good place.
I appreciate that. Right back at you. What place are you in mentally, physically, entering season 15 for you, Larry?
I feel wonderful, Rich. Healthy, enthusiastic, excited about the prospects of our team, and what we've worked so hard this off season and preseason to accomplish during the regular season. So I'm really happy with the position we're in and the guys that we have. I'm excited.
Yeah, Coach Steve Wilkes says that the identity for the team is set. What would you say the identity of this team is, Larry?
Well, I mean, if you look at the preseason, we're going to be a team that's going to, be opportunistic, be defensively. We're going to make plays, cause turnovers, try to run the ball efficiently, take our shots, but be efficient. Don't put ourselves in bad position. Win on special teams, and that's kind of the team that we're being built. To be, and I'm really happy about that. We're going to play a really downhill game, stop the run, and I think that we're going to have success with that.
So when it all comes down to it, you're so a decade and a half into your NFL career, Larry, and you kind of have to learn with a new quarterback in a way, right? I mean, what's your relationship with Sam Bradford, on field, off field, like, Larry?
I have a great relationship with Sam on and off the field. He's really easy to work with, really chill cat, and Rich, I've never really had any problems, adjusting to new guys. I mean, I played with a plethora of different quarterbacks over my career, and the one thing is if you can get open and you catch the ball when they throw it to you, they usually like you. So I'm gonna try to continue to do that.
What does Josh Rosen look like to you, though, knowing quarterbacks as well as you do, and what he could look like eventually, if not already?
Oh, he's a stud. He's a stud. I love how cerebral he is and how much he wants it, like in terms of information. He loves learning and asking questions and wants to know about this coverage and this player. And, he's very inquisitive. He's got a real thirst for knowledge. I mean, he's intrinsically motivated to be great. You see him doing extra work every day after practice with Brian Leftwich, and he just gets it. He just gets it. He's very young, but he understands what it's going to take for him to be a great player in terms of his work ethic.
Larry Fitzgerald here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's be honest with each other. We always are. I mean, your team's overlooked in the NFC West. Nobody's talking right now. We're talking about the Rams and how loaded they look, coming off of last year, and Jimmy G up in San Francisco, where Richard Sherman now resides. Even Seattle gets a lot of buzz based on Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll, et cetera. Do you feel you're being overlooked in Arizona right now?
No, those teams deservingly are getting the attention. Obviously, the Rams made the playoffs last year. Seattle's been a perennial powerhouse for a very long time, and the way San Francisco finished the season with Jimmy playing so well, I mean, those teams should be talked about. And we're fine with where we are. We're not out to be household names or anything like that. We know who we are, and we're comfortable who we are. And when you start worrying about what everybody else's opinions are of you, you lost focus and lost track of what's really important.
Larry Fitzgerald here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, let's get into your relationship with John McCain. I was so moved with what you said, and then the whole entire week, the weekend, the memorial service in Washington, D.C. on Saturday. What was the first time you met him? How did you meet Senator McCain?
I met Senator McCain in passing about 12 years ago, and I had just gotten out here, and I had heard of him. I knew he was a senator, and I knew about his story, but I hadn't really got a chance to know him. And for some reason, he just really took a liking to me, Rich. I mean, he stayed in contact with me, and we started having more dialogue, and I got a chance to sit down and break bread with him one time, and he started telling me stories about his trials and tribulations over in Vietnam, and I was kind of moved. I wanted to go see and experience everything that he went through, and so I took a trip over there dedicated primarily to see that. And then I bounced around from there. But, I really wanted to learn, more about him, and our relationship just continued to grow from that point on.
Well, what did you learn from him in general?
The thing I really, really admired about him is obviously he was a Republican, and he was a senator, and but that didn't define who he was as a man. And obviously people might not agree with some of his political views, but my relationship was not a political relationship. My relationship was based on the merit of his heart and the character that he displayed when I was in his presence, and I really just respected who he was as a man and what he stood for with his family. And obviously, you have to tip your hat to what he did in terms of his sacrifice for his country. He endured things that none of us will ever have to, and I just really admired him for that.
So, did you ever talk life issues, politics? Did you ever talk politics with him at any point, Larry?
No. He told me a couple of times that he thought I would be good in politics, and I told him there's no way I would ever do anything like that. It's impossible to get anything done nowadays. Everybody's got their own agendas. Nobody wants to work together. So I was like, no, that's not my future. I want to be sitting next to Rich one day.
You want to be sitting next on the paparazzi. He really thought you should run for office? He told you that at some point?
It was more tongue in cheek, just messing around with me. We had the type of relationship where the friendly banter and things like that. He had a wonderful sense of humor, and I really enjoyed how witty he was, and his text messages if I didn't have a solid game. And hey, what are you doing though? You getting a little old, man. You looking like me out there right now. Saying stuff like that to me, and he had a really wonderful sense of humor.
And how were you asked? Did he personally ask you to be part of his funeral, to eulogize? Because I know he personally asked you.
Yeah, yep. It was him and his wife Cindy and Megan who were there, and they asked me to do it. So it was a tremendous honor.
Were you surprised to be asked? I mean, how did it feel to be asked? I mean, one of the all-time greats of his generation, if not all-time, politically in this country. To you, I mean, it was basically you, Joe Biden, President Obama, and President W. Bush who spoke on. In a way, Larry.
I was really taken back. Really taken back, and I talked to my dad and I talked to a couple other people, and I really didn't know how to take it, initially. But as I kind of just thought about the magnitude and what he meant to me and what he meant to this country, that I needed to be be ready and to do my best to honor a man that that the world truly will miss. And I worked. This was in April, so he told me this in April, and obviously we're in September now, so I had some time to kind of prepare my thoughts and prepare my notes and talk about some of the things that I think solidified our relationship.
A few more minutes here left with Larry Fitzgerald here on the Rich Eisen Show. I've been told that there is an announcement today in regards to the stadium that you have christened in so many different ways yourself, Larry. What's going on with the stadium today?
Well, today, we have announced a new stadium rights deal with State Farm, and obviously State Farm is a largely recognizable company. A Fortune 40 company. Millions and millions of clients, including myself, and so we're honored to have a new partner in State Farm. We had a wonderful partner in University of Phoenix for many years, and we're excited about the future.
Okay. Speaking of which, how many years do you think you'll be playing in State Farm Stadium, Larry? What do you think?
Well, Rich, you told me I was done about 3 or 4 years ago on one of your podcasts. And Rich, I heard it, Rich. I was really hurt by that. I want you to know that I was really hurt. But I wanted to prove you wrong, and I'm still hanging on right now.
Okay.
Still hanging on.
Well, then, speaking on behalf of all Cardinals fans and people who love watching you play, you're done. You're done. You're finished. Stop trying, Larry. Stop trying.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to keep proving you wrong then.
Well, no, because you even started saying that you feel good, you feel, excited. It's year 15. So, and you're starting again. I know Sam Bradford is an old hand at this, but he's still new to you, and you got a young rookie behind and a coach who's never been at this level before. Many veterans in this situation might look around the locker room and say, "What am I still doing here?"
No, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to come back. Because I was comfortable with Coach Arians. I knew what to expect. I knew what my role was, now I'm in a position where I literally had to come out and earn it. Coach Brooks, from the first day he met with us, he said, "Look, every position on this 53-man roster will have to be earned." And I literally feel like I earned my position. I made plays in training camp and OTAs. I was there participating every day in OTAs and minicamp, which I haven't done in years. I come and go, based on how I was feeling, but I was there every day this year, and just the excitement of having, your roster turnover for 50%, brand new coaching staff, new offensive play call, all of these things, really kind of got me excited and more so just kind of reinvigorated me. And I'm, so I feel like I'm a rookie right now, but also I haven't been hit since last January either. So you talk to me on Monday, I might be singing a different tune.
You call me from the cold tub? Is that what you're saying after you take on Washington? You call me from the cold tub? Because it's amazing, Larry. I mean, the guys who were in the wide receiver room with you when you were first drafted and became friends with John McCain, some of these guys were in grade school, 3rd, 4th grade. I'm not lying. That's not an exaggeration. It's crazy.
I know. I got a picture of Christian Kirk. It was my second year in 2005. I was doing a football camp here locally, and I took a picture with him, and he was like literally in the 3rd grade. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh man!"
Yeah.
Like, Christian, I was like, "What's the point of showing me this picture? Is it to show me how old I am? Is that what you're showing me this picture for?" So I had to give him a hard time for that.
Calling you grandpa and all that stuff.
Oh, I know. But at least I have a few more strands of hair than you do.
Oh, you know what? No, look. Hey, you were. What seed was he in our football hair contest that we did, the bracket? I think Larry was like was he a 10 seed? Was he a 9 seed? I forget which seed he was.
I don't remember. Just don't go Jerry Rice on us, Larry. You don't want to be hanging on to those braids for too long.
Oh man, the Jerry Rice and Stevie Wonder? No, I can't do that. I'm gonna take
Instead, you'll just try and chase him down in the record books. I mean, there's not many people that's right there in front of you. It really is amazing what you've got. Potential milestones this year: 92 catches. You passed Tony Gonzalez, 390 receiving yards. You're only behind Jerry passing T.O. 48 receptions. You would pass Jerry Rice for the most receptions with one team in NFL history. I mean, what would that mean to you, Larry?
Jerry Rice has something I truly covered. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings, and at this point, it's year 15. I don't personal accolades and numbers. I mean, that's for the pundits to discuss and talk about. I'm in it to win it, and that's the one goal I'm chasing is those Super Bowl rings, and that's the reason that we all come back and play.
All right, Larry. Well, it's been good chatting with you. So I can't get out of you. I mean, is this it? I'll just flat out ask you: Is it possible there's more years left after this one, Larry?
For me to live, I hope so.
Oh, stop! In the National Football League, you suiting it up, helmet on, pads on, getting out there and playing. Is it possible?
I said it's a possibility. Yes, I'll say it's a possibility, but I don't know how likely it is right now. Like I told you earlier, I'm fresh. I feel the best I've felt in a long time, but I have not been tackled yet. So, so we'll see.
We will see. Larry, great job again eulogizing Senator McCain. It was so moving and it was so well done. That could not have been easy at all for you to do that for a friend. To be on a stage like that, kudos to you. I just wanted to call you and tell you that, among other things, just to connect with you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Rich. I appreciate you having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Right back at you, Larry. You have a great season. We'll chat down the line.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
You bet. That's Larry Fitzgerald here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.